What up, what up, what up? It's your boy ARP back with the Sorry is True podcast. Shout out to everybody liking the video, subscribing, and sharing and all that. It's early as hell. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I don't expect too much checks and balances to be in the chat. But shout out to everybody that's up and at it early like me. We're gonna really chop a couple fables here. Everybody's on this Chris Brown and Quavo. The hip hop community is alive right now. You know, there's diss tracks in the air. The whole thing with Drake and Future and Metro Boomin and of course Kendrick Lamar, you know, and the list goes on. People chiming in, Rick Ross and all this. Yeah, he jumped in, he joined the Avengers. You know, it's inspirational too. Look at Hitman Hollow online with Easy to Block Captain. He simply tweets like, "I wish that somebody would jump out the window so I could get in the booth." And then Easy responds, and then we get 2 diss tracks out of those 2 guys. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? So the hip hop energy is moving around right now. And here goes Chris Brown versus Quavo. And I seen a couple of y'all on my Twitter. Shout out to Checks and Balances once again. And wow, I didn't expect to see y'all, even anybody at all, in the damn chat at 4 o'clock in the morning. But shout out to everybody that's up. But I see some of y'all on my Twitter. Some of y'all like, all right, the new Chris Brown diss track versus Quavo drop. ARP, do a reaction to that. I'm not going to do a reaction to it. I'm not going to play the song and, you know, pause it and react to it and all that. I'm going to go a different route because that particular situation, it spawned a bunch of topics that I want to talk about. It spawned a couple topics for me. Now, the first topic that I want to talk about when it comes to this whole Chris Brown and Quavo thing, it's a little deeper than them that I want to jump into. It's about the insecurity of men, right? Now, me, I'm a man. I'm an alpha. I've always been a sturdy guy. I've never been a pushover. I've always been well respected in any arena that I frequented, whether it be school, high school, college, in little pockets of industries. When I'm around certain, you know, pockets, like I tend to develop respect with the people that I'm around. You know, I tend to garner a certain amount of attention when I'm in a room. You know, I'm not the toughest in the world. I'm not the coolest in the world. I'm not the most handsome in the room, whatever. But I've always garnered a certain amount of attention and respect. And a lot of these industry guys, you could see that they wear that as well. You have to look a certain part. You have to have a certain amount of talent. They talk a certain way. They have a certain amount of appeals to them. And that makes them brandable. That makes them sellable. The Chris Browns of the world, the Quavos of the world, these people are sellable, right? I'm not caught up in my own ego or insecurities where I can't say that. It's okay to identify another man's attributes that makes them marketable. There be men on these marketing teams that say, that guy right there, we need to cut his hair, or we need to remove his tattoos, or we need to grow his beard or whatever before his next album. That's the reality of this shit. Don't have insecurities and don't have egos towards, you know, the same sex. Women do it all the time. They could identify things in women. Men do it too. We just have a code like we can't talk about it. So now let me set that premise and to keep moving towards the insecurities of men. The shit runs into women something crazy. Men are territorial too, right? It's no different than lions in the jungle. We're fucking territorial. We don't like to admit it. We don't like to say how much our woman means to us or our women mean to us. You know what we like to do? Especially in the industry, especially in the hip hop world, because we degrade our women so much. Women are supposed to be objects for these men in the industry. And a lot of it just sells records. A lot of it just creates that much further of an appeal. We were just talking about that when it comes to marketing, right? It'd be part of the game. It'd be part of the game. It'd be part of the smoke and mirrors. It'd be part of the presentation towards y'all, the fans, right? Or us, because I'm a fan of this shit too. But the insecurities of a man are 100% there and 100% valid. Men's insecurities towards the women that they deal with, you can see it, even if you don't believe that it's there. You can literally see it in people's actions. These artists have so many women in common. Now, there's 2 sides to that, right? You have a side of insecurity where these guys are purposefully going after other women that they know other people they would have in common with. It's like, I feel a certain way about myself if my dick was in the same space as another powerful industry figure. You know what I'm saying? You have that branch of it. Literally, some of these men are literally doing that shit. Like, oh damn, like yay fucked her. It'd be good for my brand, good look for me, and cool for my own ego if I could fuck the same girl that Kanye West fucked. Right. So you got that insecure side of it. You really do. Then you got this other insecurity side of it where it's like men don't claim the women that they have feelings for enough. Definitely not publicly, and a lot, and many times not even to their circle of friends. And I'm going to get into a code of conduct when it comes to women and your boys, women in a second too. Men don't express that. All right. You know what they'll do? They'll get on record instead and say things like Chris Brown, like I fucked her too. I fucked, or they'll pull a Ray J. I hit it first. Right. But why would you even give a fuck unless you had some type of emotion or feeling or bond towards the woman in the first place? Okay. So let's go back to that first piece. These niggas all having women in common. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You would think that the realities of this world present these people with a billion options. And when I say the realities of this world, we do understand that money, power, attention, gravity, being that alpha in a room that could draw. You don't have to be a billionaire. You don't have to be some mega celebrity, because I've seen people like myself or people around me be able to do it. And we're just nobodies of the world. We're just regular people of the world moving in and out of rooms. Right now, imagine, let's say, a Kanye West, right? He moves into a room. You don't even have to be the most. I'm not talking about Kanye West. I'm not judging Kanye West. You don't even have to be it, but in those pockets of power, you don't even have to be the most attractive man in the world. Over the years, you know how many people, early years, Jay-Z, I've seen people try to clown him about his looks. I'm not, but I'm just trying to say, let's be real. Sorry, it's true, right? There's a lot of men like, and women too. But once you're powerful, right, the options are endless. Once you're rich, the options are endless. They do these viral videos on Instagram all the time about the guy that walks up. I know they be staged and fake, but walks up to the girl on the fucking street. Hey, what's up? Can I get your number? Nah, I'm not interested. All right, no problem. Have a good day. And then he walks to his car. And in the moment that he gets in his car, she comes back. Oh, wait, this is how you riding. Wait, let me get it. Oh, I thought you ain't rock with me. Everybody knows these are all attractions for women. And sometimes they can get you a one night stand like this because of how you drive, because of your money, because of your jewelry, because of your clothes, all of this. Like the people in the industry, y'all got it too easy. Some men, period, got it too easy. So why y'all got all these women in common? It's not coincidence. It's not coincidence. You know, like Jay-Z, powerful person. But how many people close to him, like the Dame Dashes of the world, will say that, yeah, when he stabbed Un and all that, like, that's not alleged. He rapped about it himself. Like, that was over Charlie Baltimore. All right. Or Kim Kardashian, a track record publicly that makes her look crazy. Men don't care. Kanye West lusted over her. He was like, I want her as soon as her marriage is over. When she was, what's her name? And that was in the NBA, right? And even prior to that, whether it was Reggie Bush or AJ and all, didn't care. You lusted over her from afar, right? Who else? You got Ciara. Ciara, beautiful. These are all beautiful women, though. Don't get it twisted. Beautiful, talented, right? She could be in a beautiful marriage right now, for all I know. But you got her. We see her publicly with people like Bow Wow, whatever, right? And who was 50 Cent trying to clown by starting to walk around and be around and allegedly sleep with Ciara and have pictures with her where he's hugging her and he's smiling in the camera. These niggas is doing this shit on purpose. Drake is probably the worst. As powerful as Drake is, that there's levels of insecurity in that. There's levels of petty in it too. And actually, the word petty isn't even strong enough to me. Because if you purposefully say, I want to sleep with this woman in case me and this person fall out. Oh, now this is a whole nother fucking topic right here. Fuck it. While we're here, let's jump into it. If you're purposefully sleeping with a woman because you want to have a one up on a man just in case, you're predetermining beef. You're predetermining a problem, which means that you don't really fuck with that person like that in the first place. You just smile in their face. And that's the industry. Y'all can keep that shit. I get it. But let's use somebody that's not like just some regular industry girl, whatever, because they saying that about this girl, Japan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm bigger with Japan. And then they showing all these video clips of who that girl is that's linked to Future, that Drake invited to his show and bought the Chanel for that he's rapping, whatever. let's assume that she's a nobody and niggas don't really care about her. Somebody like a Drake just fucked her, even though you know her ties or whatever. You're rapping about it, right? You're doing subs about it, right? Whatever. We could use somebody a little bit deeper, like we could use Serena Williams, right? His stay scheming beef with Common and all that. It's all over Serena Williams. Even Common came out and admit to it, right? So maybe you genuinely just like Serena Williams. Maybe Common and her broke up, and you happen to look at her and be like, man, like she's beautiful, she's a legend, she's powerful, and you're attracted to her. No problem. But the ultimate example for me when it comes to Drake is always going to be the Lil Wayne one. It's always going to be the Lil Wayne one. This is a man that is essential in the success of your career. This is a man that is legit. If you came out and you told me, like, for example, Drake, like, I never really fucked with Lil Wayne, you know, like that was just business or whatever, I would look at him disgusted. I'm like, nah, that's not your friend. You can't convince me that that's not your people, that you shouldn't be upholding this man. And not even while y'all both outside. Did you slept with his girlfriend while he was in jail? Why? Why? All these women. Why? Who else? You got Amber Rose, comes off ditzy as shit, but beautiful woman, attractive woman. A lot of men will want to sleep with her when it comes to, you know, the physical side of shit. I listen to her on camera and she doesn't sound like, you know, all that mental, you know, gravity is there. She sounds like, you know, just a typical whatever. But Kanye West, and then because that's the first woman that I seen on some industry shit, Kanye West, right? And then Wiz Khalifa ends up having kids with her. Then you see 21 Savage, and now you see her with the young NBA player, nigga. You know, Brittany Renner. It's the same thing. People like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And he's like, nah, like you guys are insecure as shit. And the whole thing about wanting to sleep with women that other people have been with, I feel like some of that is baked 100% into this Quavo and this Chris Brown shit, because y'all are talking about it. We have this girl in common. We this and that. It's a place of insecurity. It's a place of cornballism, of wanting to be with, because all these people's dirt, if it's not public, if the me's of the world know about it, I'm just from the outside looking in, following just entertainment and seeing news lines or whatever. Imagine if you're actually in these circles, the type of shit that you know, like, oh nah, like he took that down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what niggas know about like the Kim Kardashians of the world, like that we don't know, because Kim obviously had or has that in her. She probably has to move a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, now, because of how she's a billionaire now. She's a machine now. But she was just an industry swing. I know people gonna say she did shows or whatever, and her father was this and her family was that before. But your movements in front of us is that you're in and out of these pockets around these powerful men or these industry men or these celebrities, and somehow you ended up on a track list. Somehow you ended up on their resume. All these, and the men is just taking it. But the problem with these men too. Let's get into codes of conduct for men, and I'm going to use social media as it should apply to all men. And I'm also going to go on the point of men identifying what the other man won't say. Okay. When it comes to men identifying what the other man won't say, back to my initial opening of how insecure men are. Okay. We just as insecure sometimes as women, but we have to wear the jacket and we gotta be the alphas and have the machismo. So it's not publicly, it's not said, it's not verbally said. But codes of conduct, let me teach y'all something in case you don't know this, in case you don't move within your circles of friends and you don't understand this. Yes, it does happen where a man could be with a woman and then find out or tell his other boy, yo, like this song's about it. Like niggas rap about this type of shit, right? Like, yo, guess what? Like the head is fire. Nigga be like, word, I want to try that too. It's the world. It's what it, we all niggas did it when they was young and all that type of shit. Like that's just the world that we live in, right? Niggas do that. Women these days rap about doing that shit too. Right? Yo, you better go over and sleep with him. You know what I'm saying? He did all the somersaults off the ceiling and all that type of shit. Girl, you better go try it. Both sides do it. Okay. But here's where the codes of conduct come in. If you see a man around a woman for an extended period of time, That's the marker. Extended period of time. Forget the claim game. Want to know why? Because people got egos and people are full of shit and people hide their true emotions, men and women. The claim game is not to be used. It's a false sense of reality. The claim game is when the guy goes tells his people like, "Oh, that's my girl," or "That's my shorty," or "I actually like her," or "I'm developing feelings for her." That's the claim game. Niggas ain't gonna do that, especially in these industries where motherfuckers want to all act tough. We all around here fucking girl. Yeah, I get this, I get that. I'm take that. All this, right? Niggas ain't doing that. The marker is just to simply see the man associated with her or around her for an extended period of time. Then you, from the outside looking in, can say, okay, that's him. Even if he's saying like, who, her? Nah, it ain't about nothing. But she's around him for months. He's going out with her for months. He's going on trips or he's taking it down for months. Create the association. Mark those two people as together. Regardless whether they're coming out saying that they're an item, they're a couple, they're married, they're engaged, whatever. They're around each other for an extended period of time. It's a thing. It's a thing. Okay. And once you have a thing with somebody, you should leave it the fuck alone. Do this with your peoples. If you have one of those friends or one of those boys who is like I'm explaining, the guy that'll tell you like, who, her? That ain't shit. If you have one of those people in your circle, still put the woman on the no list, never touch list. I done been in these situations. I done had people that I was around for extended periods of time. I never claimed them. I never told my boys like, yo, that's my girlfriend. Yo, I'm in love with her or whatever. But the moment that my people around me found out like, oh, they totally just, they had a fallout. They don't rock together at all. I got good taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. Like, shout out my nigga Adopt the Guy. Y'all know Adopt the Guy from the battle rap side of things, right? It was a woman I was around. I'm just going to use real examples because y'all know I don't be lying anyway, but fuck it. And then people like me and my boys, we could watch videos like this and laugh about it. People like my boy Adopt the Guy surround a woman for an extended period of time. Beautiful woman. I'm not lying when I say that a lot of this girl's friends say that she has a resemblance to Beyonce. I'm not making this shit up. If I put her pictures up here right now, you'd be like, okay, I see what you're talking about. All her friends tell her this. They call her that. I don't call her that because I was like, I ain't gonna make her head too big. I had an ego. I was like, nah, let me not amp her up. But her friends would say this to her, right? The moment I was around this girl for fuck, I'm not gonna say how long, extended period of time, period. That's the mark, okay? The moment we stopped talking, man, Adopt the Guy was in the DMs. My man Doc was in the fucking DMs, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, he was also doing some personal training on the side. He was inviting her to come do training sessions and shit. It like, you know, Instagram videos of the trainer that'll bend you over just a little bit extra far and shit. Get a little bit closer doing the squats with you and shit. My man Doc was trying to get his bid in. But now I have another situation too, is somebody's very close to me, where even the same girl, she posted a picture on Instagram where she's on a balcony. She's kind of like bending over because she's holding, like she's one of those like holding. You know what I'm saying? So it's obviously the type of picture where you're trying to show off your assets, and he liked it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, that's a little, yeah, I see what you're doing. You know what I mean? No drama, no arguments, no beef with my boys at all, whatever. And technically, some people might come around and be like, yo, AR, you never jumped out there and said, that's my girl. But the extended period of time thing is the marker that we all need to follow because it ties into codes of conduct. And when I mentioned even things like social media, let's go there now. You must always avoid these same women that are around people for an extended period of time on social media. Social media is just part of the world now. It's part of our realities now. It's part of our relationships. You could see powerful people, celebrities, all types of people being offended that people close to them won't even like their pictures. Like, oh, you'll be on Instagram all day, but here I am. I'm your friend. I'm your family. And I posted my flyer and you won't share it and you won't like it. People are even getting offended about how their friends and family react to their content on social media. This is all the reality. This is all sorry is true. We can't deny the facts. We can't run from the facts. So if people are going there with social media, it shows you the power of social media and how much embedded it is within our associations to each other. So said that if I post or if the woman posts a picture of herself in kind of like a sexual pose or provocative manner, so to speak, and you like it, that even liking it is a symbol. It's like another symbol on Instagram. If I go on my Instagram right now and I see a row of likes, like let's say a young lady goes 10 pictures in a row, like, that's like everybody knows if you know Instagram, that's like a message within a message. You know what I'm saying? Like she damn near opening the door, like DM me, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this social media is gives symbolisms to each other, or it's hints. It's hints. You put up a picture bent over or showing off your ass purposefully, and then I like it. I'm showing you that I'm attracted to the picture, which means that visually something is in me that can go there. You don't do that on social media to your people, your friends, your family. You stay the fuck away from that shit. I don't follow my friends' girls. I don't like their shit. The only time I ever will like a picture of a girl that's associated to, girlfriend to, married to, around for an extended period of time, any of that of one of my boys' girls, the only time I will like your shit is if he posts her. If he posts his girlfriend or his lady or the girl he's dealing with or whatever on some more, yeah, shorty shouting her out happy birthday or whatever, I'll like it on his page. He can see that I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Not on, I won't go to her page and then like some shit on her page. It's just there's nothing to gain from it other than for even at for nothing else. The work at bare minimal is just a bad indication or incorrect because I could even go to somebody else's page and have a genuine shout. I could be with you this past weekend with you and your man. We could be out and about, and maybe you took some pictures, and I'm trying to find them. And I go to your page, knowing that you was the one holding up the camera. Let me go find the pictures on your page, and then I like it on your page. That shit fuck around. Somebody in this world has had a fight over that because they thought that you was just on the page liking it and had to figure that out over an argument. No, I was just trying to find the pictures on her page. Oh, I thought you was just on my girl's page liking her shit. Like, avoid it. Just avoid it. Avoid all of it. And it's crazy to see when you factor in the fact that men, we are insecure just like everybody else. We're human, right? We have emotions just like everybody else. We're human. Even though we want to rap and present this tough guy, I don't give a fuck. It's just a bitch to me, just another hoe. They're all lying. If you're around a woman for an extended period of time, you develop something for them. We're human. If you don't, then whatever. But to even prove that, you would have to be in the person's chest, and none of us are in the person's mind and emotions, and none of us are. So they could lie to us and get on albums and just say in front and like they don't give a fuck about these women. They're all fucking lying. But point being, if you factor in the fact that these men are associated with these women for extended period of times, right? And then you also include the fact that these motherfuckers will sometimes even purposefully go at these other women, right? For levels of spite, like a Drake, right? Levels of spite, or going at these women simply because they don't mind having in common all these other with all these other men, right? You just see the melting pot then with these ingredients. You can see the melting pot, like, and I sit back and I watch it this whole time. This Chris Brown and this Quavo shit, like, and the sweetie name and all that thrown around. It's 70% over a woman. It's gonna be 70% over a woman. Jay-Z, even though once again he supposedly stabbed over a woman, Charlie Baltimore, he was still smart enough to go get Beyonce because Beyonce, to our knowledge, ain't had no miles on her. The only person we ever heard that she was associated with was who? Allegedly Marcus Houston or whatever, right? Other than that, he was like, yo, she don't got no industry history. You know, grab the nice and young. Like, this woman is the it. That's me. You know what I'm saying? All these other niggas be having women in common and they don't give a fuck. And they don't give a fuck. And they do it on purpose. And they fucking do it on purpose. This shit is crazy. So that's just my code of ethics. That's my identifying how men move, how especially these niggas in the industry. I don't get it. We're also in a period. Before I have one more point about Chris Brown, but I want to jump to this as well before I get out of here. We're also in this phase where it's cool to be with somebody else's significant other. I don't know why. I don't know how it got popular. You could blame hip hop. You could blame the empowerment of women's sexuality, which really was secretive and hidden until movements like, let's say, Little Kim and all that, where embracing your sexuality publicly became cool. Because even getting taken down as a woman in my early era was secretive. You could, if you was the girl in my school when I was younger, and niggas knew that you had like 2 or 3 bodies, you was outcast. Like, you a hoe, whatever about, right? Now, like the barriers change. You get to like little, I used to be scared of the, now I throw lips to the, and the women's embracing of their own sexuality grew stronger and stronger. Fast forward to now, you got like the sexy reds of the world. It's completely reversed now. The women present themselves as men now. You see what I'm saying? And the empowerment of that, it directly ties to it directly ties to, like, let's say if a woman wants to get out here and present her box like the same way historically men present their dick. You know what I mean? Like I'm the pimp. I'm the one that's out here, taking niggas down, or I'm the one with the resume now. Like, yeah, I done got him, I done got him, I done got him, and it's out there, for public, right? Think about the shift in how society just perceives relationships, because the woman, which was the wholesome part of it, I'm just saying perception, was the wholesome part of the equation, and the man was the one that was always cool, right, for having a big resume, for taking down this and this, and now the woman is also cool. Now you got two. You got both of them. You know what I'm saying? And it just becomes like, yo, once again, the melting pot of it is disgusting from the perception. It's like marriage is like, it's not even these young women now coming up. Look how you're gonna look at it. You're being taught that the sexy reds of the world is the in thing to do. The Kim Kardashian movement is what's gonna make you a billionaire. The Amber Roses, that I could see you do this, that, and then end up in these rooms. And that's what yeah, but it's why women are running out to get their asses done and all that type of shit. And these niggas picking them up and tricking on them and then continuing to move up. We're not showing women that, once you there, then we're gonna leave you there, because that's the choice that you made. You chose Kanye West, and that's you. No, 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 no. The moment Kanye West throws you to the side, you might end up with Wiz Khalifa, or then you might end up with 21 Savage, or you might end up with this NBA player. And you know what I'm saying? So what women are being shown is that it's just a different ball game, whether you're just trying to get to a bag, whether you're trying to get to a literal bag, like let's say a purse, whether you're trying to get to some shoes, or whether you're just out here just expressing your own sexuality. The game is bugged out of how we uphold relationships. It's just different, man. It's just different, and I respect the change within society and the change of times. I'm not some old guy stuck in the past. I respect it, but I'm aware of it. I'm very, very aware of it. It causes a lot of problems, and you men are not actually moving along with it, and y'all are fighting over it and killing each other over it. And this Chris Brown and Quavo shit to me is an example of it. It's a fucking example of it. Let me get to this real quick too. Let's stay with Chris Brown and Quavo. So Chris Brown dropped his diss track, and you see a lot of reactions to stuff like that, like the fuck out of here, little skinny light skinned nigga, or the R&B nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always enjoy responses like that. I think that they're funny. They're not realistic. They're just funny. You men out there, men, take it from an older man, a nigga I done watched many fights. I done been in a lot of brawls, all types of shit. I've been in a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an experienced man on all sides of this coin that we're discussing. And it's stupid, it's ignorant, and you're gonna fuck around, put yourself in a bad spot by trying to stereotype another man's physicality. I used to, I used to enjoy some of the false perceptions of me so much. I'm probably fuck around, put a video up here just for play. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I used to enjoy it, because when I would move into different pockets of people that didn't know me well enough, like let's say I grew up with you from 6th grade to through middle school, then you knew me. Or if I grew up with you in high school, Maybe when I came in as a freshman, maybe the seniors didn't know me yet. You know what I'm saying? And you always got points to prove. You always got to make an example out of somebody. It's just how the same thing goes in fucking jail, same thing goes in the street, same thing goes in school. It's just say then I get into college. I'm the freshman that's on campus fighting. Everybody knew me in the dorm, like, yo, this nigga. Hey, I was a part of setting off a fucking regional damn near college war. And we're in college, supposed to be learning. I was the main reason why that shit happened. Of New York versus Florida and some of this, right? If y'all remember from my man Weston Tink will be watching a lot of my shit. He knows, like, yeah, fucking ARP started that shit. You know what I'm saying? Fighting and all that type. Why? Because you get into these new rooms and these new areas and new arenas where niggas don't know each other, and you start to put perceptions on people. A perception that I always had, if you didn't know me, was, oh, the way he speaks, or he doesn't got this deep fucking husky voice or whatever. You know what I mean? And then you just misinterpret who the fuck he is, or you put the wrong label on him. And sooner or later you test that person, and then you find out he's either of that or he's not. Right? It's the same thing with Chris Brown. When Chris Brown drags one of you motherfuckers on camera, y'all stop saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I just the physical aspect of it. I look at Chris Brown. He's gifted with natural physical talents, doing backflips and all this type of shit. He's on stage gliding around and dead. He's an athletic guy. Then you watch him play basketball. All right, he's an athletic guy. Okay, it's not like Meek Mill, and I'm not trying to drag Meek Mill, but it's not like Meek Mill. Like Meek Mill, you can see in his movements, he wasn't born with like physical gifts, right? When you see Meek Mill dancing, and he just looks awkward as shit. When you see Meek Mill's boxing video and you see how he throws punches, it looks disgusting. You could see a little boy sometimes, a little kid, and just hand him a baseball and be like, throw the baseball. And you could see the physical gifts that he may or he may not have. Some of these little kids throw like adults or throw like men. You ever hear the saying when we was coming up, you throw like a girl, right? It's a physical thing. It's a physical attribute. You throw like a girl. When I see a little boy that throws like a girl, I'm like, he's never going to be a sports guy. He doesn't have those gifts, those physical gifts. Chris Brown is an athletic, physically gifted person. Don't be some insecure clown that can't identify that and say that. I know it's a very homophobia society now, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Chris Brown ain't Meek Mill that looks like a fucking clown throwing punches at a punching bag. Chris Brown will drag one of you niggas, and then you're gonna be the butt of his joke because he's the R&B singer. If you put Quavo and Chris Brown in a pay-per-view ring right now, and you take bets, I'm taking Chris Brown easily. And I'm making a bigger point here because that to me is just like sorry it's true corny shit where people don't. Yeah, I sing, or yeah, I'm a ladies' man, or yeah, I get fly, or yeah, I get money, or yeah, I'm quiet, or yeah, I got a small voice, or yeah, I speak well, or you know what I'm saying? I sing to the women at my shows. That mean I won't fight. That means I can't fight. That means I'm not a man. That means I wasn't born with the physical gifts to throw a punch at fucking 90 miles an hour. It's stupid shit. It's stupid shit. And I pray the Chris Browns of the world drag one of you niggas that walk around with them stupid ass type of mentalities. Drag one of these niggas then. I know what it's like to have to get into these different pockets, like I said, and then you got to make an example out of somebody. I'm not wishing for violence, but we dumb motherfuckers from the outside looking in, R&B this or whatever. Go confront the man. And if you're lucky enough to get a one-on-one from him, you fuck around and get your dumb ass dragged. I hate it, man. I just hate stupid shit. I hate stupid shit, man. I fucking hate stupid shit. Shout out to Checks and Balances, man. Everybody that's here. We jumped on this stream 4 o'clock in the morning. We got a couple hundred people in here. Shout out to y'all, man. But that's really what I want to talk about when it comes to, you know, the Quavo and the Chris Brown shit. Right? That's really what I want to talk about. And then here you got them sit next to each other, and I understand this was a different situation. Y'all want me to speak on that real quick? I don't mind. I don't mind. As much as I just stuck up for Chris Brown, I will take a shot at Chris Brown for this right here. I understand that Chris Brown is saying, I gave you a pass for the money. I gave you the pass, not to fuck up the bag. I gave you the pass because of the business and the place that we was at. And I respect that. I respect that. Sometimes location, real estate shit. You don't get on a plane or in an airport and see somebody you don't like and pop off. Like, fuck around and catch a federal charge, right? You don't fight inside a federal building. You don't fight in front of the police. You don't walk into a place where you're getting money and decide like, I don't like this person. Now's the time to drag them. There's codes and there's times where you're supposed to, control yourself. And for Chris Brown, he's saying that this was one of them. And I have no reason not to believe the man, right? But if you are that close to somebody that you have that much dislike to, and nothing happens, even if there's a justified reason why nothing happens, it is kind of corny to talk about that person in any threatening manner after that until you see the person again. If you gave him a pass, or if you gave the situation a pass, right? Because when you say giving somebody a pass, it doesn't mean that you had the up. You could have said, I sat next to you and I didn't do nothing because of the bag. But if you would have popped off, maybe Quavo would have beat your ass, right? You don't know how that would have turned out. So you gave the situation a pass, okay? But fast forward to then threaten somebody. It just, for me, it don't sit right. It don't sit right. You was just with him. I'm not gonna say it like that, but to literally sit right next to somebody and be that in control towards your enemy to the point where you want to publicly threaten the person. And a threat from Chris Brown, public threat from Chris Brown could mean something because he's a power figure. Some of y'all say he's this era's Michael Jackson. The man's got hundreds of people around him. He's got blood affiliations and all types of stuff, gang affiliations. That him making a statement like that, like, yo, fuck you when I see you, or whatever, anything, any threats means that these other people now will follow your suit. That becomes dangerous. That becomes serious. And I just think that is corny. If you're willing to give this level of a pass where you could sit right next to somebody, shoulder to shoulder, later on to bring it to that level, I don't know how you would feel that crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you could literally affect the people around you and they will go too, because this is what you're saying. You can create a little mini war by saying shit like this, like it's up, right? Or I could be a little missing something as well. And maybe you could just be purely doing this in the name of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You could be doing it in the name of hip hop. I'm inspired by fucking Drake and Kendrick right now. And behind the scenes, me and Quavo had it. Maybe. But, as much as I just stuck up for Chris Brown with the whole, like, you going to fuck around and drag one of you niggas, I just don't think it's cool to be shoulder to shoulder with somebody and then get on a beat and then threaten them. Even if you put it down for the bag, right? That's just me. That's just me. But shout out to everybody that joined, man. Go catch up on the other lives as well. I'll be back in a couple. Oh yeah, yo, real quick before I get up out of here. Do y'all like my new jacket? Check out the back. Check out the back. Oh, varsity. So I'm gonna tell you how I came up on this, because we're not an insecure channel, y'all. So I was shopping out. Oh shit, my screen went off for a second. All right, we good. Yeah, so I was out shopping this past Saturday, and I went to this what was that? Was it a Saks? Yeah, it was a Saks. And make my rounds around the whole joint, grab a couple things, and towards the back of the store they had the sales rack or whatever. And I'm not the person that be like, oh, you're broke or you're corny, whatever. I seen this nigga on the sales rack and a quarter sale. And like the insecurities of people kill me sometimes. But this was on the fucking sales rack, and it wasn't buried. It was in the front. Like, it's like they had these long ass fucking racks, and it was on the very, very front. So I saw this and I turned the tag and see how much, and they had it for 12. Now, if you know the original price of this jacket, it's like three times that, maybe something, like maybe 4 times that. So for me to see it there for 12, I was just like, 12 for a varsity Amiri jacket with a dope with a dope throwback design with the 23, with the 23 and that much patchwork. When I say, remember, it's not for me, it's not just a brand. I know brands will obviously elevate the price, but even the amount of patchwork, like there's patchwork on, there's leather on the arms, there's patchwork on this short side, there's patchwork on this side, there's huge patchwork on the back, there's patchwork on the chest, there's patchwork, or there's stitching on the bottom. There's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? As far as a full patch here, as far as the work and detail that went into this jacket, and it's a varsity throwback. So to catch that in an expensive brand for maybe what could be 3 times less, like only for 12, and I'll pick it up. I'm like, and it's my size. Like, nobody grabbed this, really? Take that immediately, and then walk right down the fucking hall. There's a Miriam store in the mall as well. And said, let me get the hat to match. Like, I just found a fucking ridiculous sale on jacket. Don't be scared of sales, y'all. Don't be scared of sales. And that's the only reason I put this on for my stream. I said, yo, I got lucky, caught some shit. You know, I'll do new pickups, mostly with sneakers. I ain't gonna probably be doing new pickups with clothes on here on the streams with y'all. I'm gonna probably stick to sneakers the most. But yeah, don't be scared to fucking go through the sales rack, y'all. Don't be insecure to not go through the fucking sales rack. You know what I'm saying? Take a video or a picture of me standing in the sales rack. I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna wave. I'm like, wait, let me pose. Damn right. Catch me a fucking sale. Kiss my fucking ass. You gotta be kidding me.